Good morning. So, in the previous lecture, we had the topics related to Warren Hastings and his contribution in the administration. We are also seeing the Regulation Act 1773 and BITS India Act 1784. And now, the next Governor General we will see after Warren Hastings, that is Cornwallis. So in the today's lecture, we will see Cornwallis, then what are the contribution and what are the things had happened during his tenure. Then, then Lord Wellesley during his period, what type of system he was introduced in India to annex the princely state. So these things we will see in today's lecture. So we'll move on to the next slide. So Cornwallis, his time period 1786 to 1793. He was appointed as governor, second Governor General of Bengal and Commander in Chief. The first one is Warren Hastings, we know, and we have seen about Warren Hastings' contribution in India during his tenure in the last class. So, what type of new things was introduced by Cornwallis? He introduced the permanent settlement system, and the famous things. Another one was the Cornwallis Code. This also we'll see what it is. Then a new circuit court was set up by him, and a Sanskrit college was founded at Banaras for Hindus by Cornwallis. Okay, so we'll move on to what is Cornwallis Code. It is nothing but related with the civil policing and judiciary administration in India. It is fully based on the principle of separation of the power, separation of power, because previously the collectors, they were doing the judicial as well as the revenue administration, but Cornwallis, he separated the revenue administration from the administration of the justice. So as per his principle, the collector was the head of the revenue department in the district, and the district judge, who is responsible for magisterial power to order the arrest of the criminal. And at the same time, his judicial system is based on the principle of equity. So this is what the Cornwallis Code we can call. And he set up the circuit code. What it is, during the Warren Hastings period, he set up two types of code. Okay, in that one is Faujdari Adalat, and it was abolished by Cornwallis. So instead of Faujdari Adalat, he introduced the circuit code. Okay, and three circuit courts were set up in Bengal and one for the Bihar. And the entire proceedings was presided over by the European servants. So these circuit courts may go to the every district twice a year, and we can call it's a mobile court, we can say. And a Sanskrit college was founded by him at Benares for Hindus. So this is what the introduction about the Cornwallis in when India, when he was appointed as a second Governor General of Bengal. We'll move on to next. And Cornwallis Code we have seen, then the circuit code we have learned. So one more main things he introduced in India was permanent settlement. So it was, what is it actually? Permanent settlement means it's an agreement. So agreement between to whom? With whom? It's between Eastern India Company and the Bengali landlords. For what purpose? To fix the revenue to be raised from the land. And settlement in the sense, it refers to the assessment and fixing of the quantum of land revenue to be paid by each zamindar to the government. This is what the settlement. Okay, and how at the same time it was introduced first in Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, and then subsequently it was also introduced to the northern Madras and Varanasi. So the system is structuring, the structure of the system is like this: the peasants or the lower unit. From the peasants, the revenue will be collected by the zamindars. These zamindars, they will pay or deposit the collected amount to the East Indian Company. This is the structure, or we can say order. And this is what followed in the medieval period also. Even during the Mughal period, zamindar system was there. Every zamindar had around 400 villages. Among the 400 villages, they have to collect the land revenue and they have to deposit to the Mughal's treasury or Mughal king. And one more unit was there that's called Mughal Diwans. They were monitoring these zamindars while collecting the land revenue, and these Diwans are called the chief of the financial officers. So one more structure was there in the Mughals period, which means the peasants, then zamindars, then Diwans, then the king. This was the existing structure before it was re-modified by the British. So after the Eastern Indian Company, they felt difficult to appoint the zamindars because it was new to them. The land, the administration is new. Previously, these initially East Indian Company, they were doing trade. Now they have entered into the revenue collection. Then later they are entered into the administration. Then fully involved into the politics like that. They were doing in India. So at initial point of time, they had a difficult to appoint a zamindar to whom they can trust, they can ask to collect the land revenue. Okay, so because of this one, because see, after the Battle of Plassey, then after the Battle of Buxar, they got the rights to collect the land revenue, Diwani rights they got. But at the same time, they do not know anyone from the local level or in the provincial level to collect land revenue. Instead of collecting the land revenue from each person, they felt that to collect it from the appointed person, so-called zamindars, who are already working and doing the same under the Mughal period. So they, because of the problem regarding the zamindar, appointing zamindar, there are improper revenue collection they had. So in 1790, the Court of Directors, they discussed among themselves, and they came with a conclusion by saying a 10-year settlement, which was made permanent settlement, we can call, in 1793. In 1793, that is also called the Permanent Settlement Act 1793. The Court of Directors, we know, they are around 24 directors, the shareholders in that committee, and they were all elected. They are elected shareholders, and these provisions were added in the Regulation Act 1773. We have seen in the previous class. So the nature of the zamindar, previously they had an armies and they were doing or administering the justice also. But the only simple difference between the earlier zamindars and the appointed zamindars by the Eastern Indian Company is they are left with only the collecting revenue. Okay, no other rights or no other permission by keeping the armies or involving in the justice. This is what the introduction about the permanent settlement. Okay, so why they gone for the permanent settlement, and what was the problem they faced, and what was the difference between the earlier zamindars and the present zamindar at East Indian Company's rule. So in the next, these are the changes in the new permanent settlement. The changes in the, so only the position of the zamindar is changed. Position of zamindar is changed. How? The zamindar were earlier the administrator of the villages, but now they become the hereditary landowners. Okay. Then next, the zamindar, if the zamindar, if a person fails to pay the tax, Then he was replaced by another presence of the land. There's a one more provision which was added in the new permanent settlement. Then they had also the right to transfer, they can sell the land, they can mortgage the land in their possession. And it wasn't so because of this, it was easy for the Britishers to collect the land revenue from few zamindar than the millions of peasants. This is what they opted this model. Then the revenue had to be deposited. This is one interesting provision. By the evening of the predetermined day to the company, else the land was, if they did not do, the land was taken by the company. And this setup or this new system or this new method is called the sunset law. Before the sun is set, you have to deposit whatever the set amount has been collected as a land revenue from the peasants. This is called sunset law. And what amount of share will be given to the zamindar? This is what I have mentioned in the last statement. The collected revenue amount would be divided into 11 parts, from which 1/5 of the share will belong to the zamindar, and the rest of the 10 share goes to the Eastern Indian Company. Okay, so this is what the various provisions in the new permanent settlement system. So now we had what observation we got from this new permanent system, and we know it is the 10-year settlement they have gone. So in 10 years, the set amount must be collected by the zamindars. So British no need to worry about their income. Automatically, it will be deposited through their appointed zamindars. So the fixed and stable income they was received by Eastern Indian Company. The state here I have mentioned, that is a East Indian Company. And the permanent settlement, it encouraged the agriculture enterprises and prosperity. This is a different angle we have to think how it encouraged, because the newly appointed zamindars, they got the land portion to manage or to collect the land revenue. So wherever they found the wasteland, they try to cultivate it. They try to cultivate land, so through which they can earn some amount. So the present system, the motivated them, because they are the land owners, and as they are having enough money, or we can say the wealthy peasants, they are introducing the new method of cultivation. So this is what indirectly it is indirectly it was encouraging the farming also. This is one of the positive side of the new permanent settlement. Then another one, at the same time, this new settlement created a new class of zamindars. That means higher and low, or babus we can. Okay, this is what about the permanent settlement and its observation. Then Cornwallis Code already we have discussed in the introductory part. Again, once again, some of the factual data I have mentioned. It is introduced in the year 793, and this also it is based on the concept of the separation of power. How the power has been separated. This is here I have mentioned the collector and the district judge. So previously, the collector was doing both the work. He was doing the revenue administration as well as the magisterial power also. But after Cornwallis, the collector's duty is only to assist, only to take care of the revenue administration, and his judicial and magisterial power was taken away from him, and it was given to the another person who is called the district judge. He is the head of the judiciary at the district level. So in the district level, the magisterial power and the judicial power will be monitored or done by the district magistrate or district judge. This is what a Cornwallis Code. And after Cornwallis, the next person as a Governor General, that is Sir John Shore, 1793 to 1798. No much more points regarding during his tenure. What are the main events that took place that is important in the exam point of view? And nature of his administration is he followed the policy of neutrality, which means a non-intervention. A policy of non-intervention he followed, which is mentioned in the Bits India Act 1784. And the important event which took place, that is attack of Marathas on Nizam, at the Battle of Kharda in 11th March 1795. Some state exams, they may ask this question. And because of this, the Nizam, the Battle of Kharda, it is the biggest turning point in the history of British relation with Hyderabad, because as per the treaty they should have supported the Hyderabad Nizam, but the British denied or refused to give support. So that is why the relationship is a little bit bitter towards the British from the Hyderabad side. So the Nizam did not receive, this is what I said, the Nizam did not receive any help from the English company when the Marathas were attacking. So because of because of not receiving any help from British, this Nizam, he was defeated, and it is called, they felt it is a British betrayal. If they should have helped us, surely we should have won, and our area might be protected. So that is why. So this battle somewhat changed the relationship with the British during the period of Sir John Shore. And 1795, during his same tenure, the mutiny of the European officers happened in Bengal. So they were threatening and capturing the administration of the East Indian Company. So because of this chaos or confuse or instability, he called back in 1798, and after that, the new person came as a Governor General, that is Lord Wellesley. So two Governor General we have seen. One, the previous, the Cornwallis, and the main things are his Cornwallis Code and the Permanent Settlement. Okay, then after the Cornwallis, Sir John Shore, and two major events took place. One is the Battle of Kharda and the mutiny of European officers in Bengal. So next we will move on to see about Lord Wellesley. So now, this tenure is from 1798 to 1805. So here we should, before studying about the Lord Wellesley's and his administration, we should know what is the exact political situation in India in 1798. This is what I have mentioned. So this one already we have seen. The Nizam was angry on British because he was not getting help from the East Company when Marathas were attacking on them. This is one side. And he is maintaining, that means Nizam of Hyderabad, he was maintaining a French troop under the officer called Raymond. And Scindia, they are the Maratha chief, one of the Maratha chief. They had a powerful army with the French commander Heron. And another side, the Tipu Sultan, he had also a French officer to train his soldiers. Then again, so now see, every side, here and there, all the princely state, they are having the influence of French. Not directly with under the control of French, but the French officers, they were all supporting or training their army personnel or soldiers. So directly we can say the French influence each state. This is what the example I mentioned. Okay, Nizam also maintained a French troop, and the Maratha chief also, they were having French commanders. The Tipu Sultan, he is also having French officers. So the French influence in each state. At the same time, only one is missing, that is the absence of paramount. That is a paramount in the sense of superior or dominant power. This is missed. So what it was missed, that wanted to be achieved by the British. This is what done by the Lord Wellesley. So in each state, the absence of paramount or the superior or dominant power missed. That is why they were all keep on fighting each other. They were remain independent and remain independent at the same time dependent with the third party. That party in the sense of either British or French. Okay, so British wanted to focus on the paramount power to attain supreme power, to reach the dominant power in India. This is what Lord Wellesley started to concentration. So to get paramount power or to get superior over all the princely state, he took the weapon called the subsidiary alliance system. And many historians or many even UPSC aspirants, they might have thought that the subsidiary alliance it was exclusively, or it is an initiative, or it's a new method found by the Lord Wellesley, is not right, because the system has already existed. He gave a full-fledged or a meaningful way of implementation given, we can say. For example, the subsidiary alliance system had various phases before he arrived, or before he was appointed as an Governor General. For say in the during Warren Hastings period, okay, subsidiary alliance in the sense here and there you are getting assistance with another one person's person. Here in India, he said it's an essentially or in military purpose we are assisting with someone else. This is what the overall meaning about subsidiary alliance. You are aligned with another person for some purpose, and for that purpose you are paying or you are contributing something. This is what the meaning. So during Warren Hastings period, he was lending a military contingent to help some Indian princes. For example, the British troop helped the Nawab of Awadh when the Rohilla Wars was happened. This Rohilla Wars already we have seen in the last class. Okay, so during that Rohilla Wars, the British troop was helping to the Nawab of Awadh, and for that the Nawab was ready to give some territory and some amount. Okay, this is what the agreement. Okay, then second, the British army assisted by the army of some weak Indian princes. Example, some princes are prince does not have the powerful army or enough soldiers, so they can approach the British East Indian Company to provide some army personnel or to provide a small unit to assist them. Then third, the company asks the ruler. This is voluntarily a company is going and asks the ruler to pay money for maintaining their troop. For example, Sir John Shore, the previous Governor General, he had a treaty with the Nawab of Awadh by saying allowing my troop or allowing our army into your place. For that you have to pay 76 lakhs per year. So this is what a kind of agreement. Cool. These are all comes under the subsidiary alliance system. But if you see those three phases during Warren Hastings period, then the assisting the other Indian princes, and the companies are asking other state money for the maintaining the troop. These are all the voluntary approaching, or on demand they are providing the military help. But what it was different, what it was done by the Lord Wellesley, the different means he forced he forced all the princely states to keep the British army and to maintain that army in their territory. That means if any princely state denied to maintain any British troop, then their land will be annexed, or the war will be waged over them. This is what the method followed by Lord Wellesley. So in the next slide, we will see what exactly the subsidiary alliance system. This is so Wellesley, he broadened the scope of this agreement by his subsidiary alliance system, through which he brought, or he bringing the Hyderabad, then Mysore and Lucknow and Maratha, Peshwa and Bhonsle, Kolhapur and Sindhya. They all comes under the British administration. Okay, through this the module or through this system. Then Hyderabad Nizam, he accepted this system. Then Mysore, when Tipu Sultan was there, the fourth Mysore war, he was killed, and then Mysore brought under British control. So then Awadh already following the same system. When Sir John Shore was there, for 76 lakhs per year, they are maintaining British troop. Then Maratha, Peshwa. So like that, one by one, all the states, all the princely states were annexed indirectly with the British through this subsidiary alliance system. So what are the provision, or what are the provision, or what exactly the subsidiary alliance system are as follows? An Indian ruler, read carefully, an Indian ruler entering into subsidiary alliance with the British, the first one they have to do what it is, they have to dissolve his own armed forces. The first one, once you had an agreement with the British under the subsidiary system, then first one you should do is to dissolve your own armed forces, then accept instead accept the British forces and a British resident in his territory. So two things you have to give an arrangement. One is you have to you arrange a British resident in your own territory, and you should accept the British army or British force into your territory. This is the one main in the main provision. Then, okay, another, he had to pay for the British army's maintenance. I gave land, I gave arrangement of British resident. At the same time, I had to pay some amount to maintain the British army. We can say the maintenance, many things are there, salaries and all other related financial things, expenditures for the British army. So everything has to be done by the respective state. Suppose if he did not do, that means if he failed, then if he failed in the sense the princely state, the king does not having the money, or he was not able to pay the salary of the British army which was placed in his own territory. So in that case, what the company will do, they will take some portion of the land. Okay, this is what I have written. A portion of his territory or land would be taken away and ceded to the British. Ceded to the British means annexed with the British. Either you paid in amount or you gave your land. This is the deal. Then rest of the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, these are all very higher restriction to the princely states. You should not connect any with any European powers other than the British, and especially they mentioned in French, because French influence is there with every princely state. So this is another condition. You should not connect or contact with any European power. The reason, when Tipu Sultan was in power, he was sending emissaries to many other European countries, and especially then even he was trying to contact Napoleon also to fight against the British. So that is why they said whoever there any Indian princess, they should not contact any European power. Then they do not appoint any European as an employee without British permission. And the no negotiation, you should not do any negotiation with the Indian power, and it should be held without the company permission. Okay, without company permission, you should not negotiate with any Indian power, which means without British knowledge, I should not talk to the other Nawab, okay, for alliance. Then no other Indian power to interact in its internal affairs. Okay, even Indians also should not interfere with Indian power or Indian princess. Here, see, the person who came from outside, the person who came from European, and they gave restriction and not to do anything without my permission. This was the condition of India, and due to the nature of the princely states, princes. Okay, every kings or every Nizam and Nawab, they were all fighting for each other. There were no unity among themselves. Okay, so that means they wanted to be more dependent. At the same time, we can say they do not want to help others also. Okay, so this situation was used by the British, and because of this, now they are forcing everything through various methods, like permanent settlement and subsidiary alliance. Okay, so these are the provisions in the subsidiary alliance. And next, what are the merits and demerits or advantage and disadvantage of the system? Now, first we will see the merit. The subsidiary alliance system, the increase the military resources and efficiency of the company government. It is obviously it is true, because anyway I am from the outsiders, and or forcefully I asked the ruler to accept me or accept my army. So indirectly the military power will increase. For example, 100 unit I am sending to the one of the princely state to reside or to stay there. Then the princely state itself having some 200 units, so all together I am having 300 units. Okay, so this is what the military capacity increased because of this subsidy system, and it's a merit to whom? To the company. Then second, it enabled the company to move forward their military frontier in advance of their political purpose. Obviously, once I'm having the more military power, then I will move forward. I will try to annex the other princely state also to under my control. The second. Then third, the English company was able to exclude. This is what the main aim to the British government, or sorry, British government or the East Indian Company. They wanted to be a supreme. They wanted to dominate over the all other princely state or whoever in India ruling symbolically or directly. So by that time, the French was influenced to with many princely states. So because of this, English company, they excluded the influence of the French from the Indian state. So whenever and listen the last point. Whenever the state entered into subsidiary alliance, the ruler had to drive out all the European except British. Even without getting direction from the company, you have to drive out. You have to send out the Europeans, other the British from your land. This is the better the advantages to the East Indian Company. What are the difficulties they faced because of this system? The first one is the demanding money from the Indian rulers, irrespective of their resources. So, what does it mean? Some Nizams are wealthy Nizam, some Nawabs are having more money, some princely state they have wealthy enough to pay the amount or requested amount by the British company. So, demanding money from the every Indian ruler, irrespective of their capacity, irrespective of their resources, very difficult to maintain the British army. In that case, what will happen? There is one provision there in the in the subsidiary line system. If any princely state, if any person, any king would not able to pay the set amount for maintaining the British troop, then instead of the amount, the land will be taken. A portion of the land will be taken by the British. This is what done. So the company forced the rulers to hand over certain territory for the maintenance of the army. Okay. Then second, it made the Indian princes dependent on the company. Obviously, they are dependent because one by one they lost everything. Only namesake they are the Nizam. Only namesake they are the Nawab. That's all. All other revenue, administration, then political, every power is gone to the British. So because of this system, 100% it gone under the British control. That is what. Because why the princes are dependent on the company? The last slide we saw the three main conditions. You should not contact anyone. You should not interfere. You should not appoint any Europeans. So that means, which means without my knowledge, without my permission, you should not do any administrative work. That's all. Okay. Then the court of directors. This is the mindset of the court of directors. The whatever the company does, it has to be get permission from court of directors as per the Regulation Act 1773. So the court of directors did not approve the subsidy system because they do not wanted to annex the princely state. Their main aim is not annexation. That is why they always keep on opposing the policy of annexation. So in exam point of view, keep this point in your mind. If any statements took place regarding this